Hi, my name is Greg Lee. I'm the lead pastor at Suncrest Christian Church in St. John, Indiana. We're in the Chicago suburbs. We're a multi-site church, part of the New Thing Network, and we love planting other churches. My aha moment came as an experience of having my child in a youth soccer league. I got one of those emails from the soccer league that was going out to all the parents, and it said what you might expect it to. Hey, we need help, right? We need people to be on the board. We need people to help maintain the soccer fields. We need more coaches and assistant coaches. And I remember reading through the email and agreeing with most everything they sent and getting to the end of the email and quite successfully hitting the delete button and then letting it move right out of my mind. And as I reflected on that a little bit later, I thought, that's what churches do. I thought, why didn't I respond more positively to that email? Why didn't I volunteer for one of the things that they had available to volunteer for? Was it that I didn't care? No, not at all. In fact, I believe in the mission of the soccer organization. I think it really does bring good health and good sportsmanship into children's lives. My son is a part of it and loves it. There's a personal investment. All of those things are true. So why is it that when they ask for my help, I can somehow justify at the end hitting the delete button? Well, I might say because I think I'm busy or busier than most of the parents, that I'm doing important things, more important things. I might say that I don't know anything about soccer, which would be totally true. But here's the truth that I kind of realized in my aha moment. The reason I deleted that email so easily is because I figured the request was for everyone else. It was sent to, I presume, hundreds, maybe even thousands of people, of parents. And it quite particularly was not directly to me. If instead one of the board members of the soccer club had come to me and caught me on the field on Saturday morning, or he made a phone call to my office and said, Greg, here's why the soccer club's important, here's what the difference we think it's making, and here's what we would like for you in particular to do in your support of the club, I am quite confident that I would have responded with a yes. Now, here's how it works in church, right? I think at Suncrest we have a great culture, good, healthy leadership, volunteer culture. We run the stats on how we're doing with volunteers compared to attendance, and we think we're in a healthy spot. But we still hear staff members or volunteer leaders say from time to time, oh, I just can't get anyone to sign up. I put out the sign-up sheet and no one's there. I sent an email to everyone I could think of and got only a few replies. We put an announcement in the bulletin looking for volunteers. Greg, do you know how many people are in our services? And I couldn't get but a handful to volunteer. Yeah, I'm actually quite aware of all those things. And I'm quite aware that when I was presented with an opportunity to make a difference somewhere, in an organization that I believed in, that was even personal to me, I still quite successfully ignored it. The difference, of course, is that when someone asks personally, you get a positive response. If a staff member now comes to me and they say, Greg, I can't get anyone to sign up. I say, well, how did you do that? Well, I sent an email. How many people have you asked personally? Well, usually the same number that they've asked personally is the number that they have signed up on their list. Now, I'm not trying to be difficult with any of you who are staff members or volunteer leaders or even myself. I think this is a real challenge for us as leaders. Part of the challenge is that we don't see how this really works with return on investment. We know how quick and easy it is to put a bulletin announcement in or to send a mass email. And we're frustrated when people who we think should love God and love Jesus and serve with all their hearts don't sign up for our thing. But the return on investment actually makes sense. When you stop and invest a little bit of time asking someone to serve, I find that their longevity in service goes up, their commitment to service goes up, their level of ownership in the service skyrockets. And they last a long time, so I'm not recruiting again just a few months later. I think for this system to work, no doubt you have to make it as personal as possible. The pastor can't recruit every single person. In a large church, the staff can't recruit every single person. And so it has to kind of make its way down. And it needs to be supported, yes, by mass vision casting and some encouragement and a culture of servanthood. But still, the request to serve almost always needs to come one by one. I think the other things that happens is we have to kind of turn everyone into a recruiter, to free them up, to let them know that that's part of the role, so that we can touch as many people personally as possible. Now here's the irony in all this, in my aha moment. I remember shortly after I got that email, deleted it, kind of figured this out for myself, that I sent an email to our whole staff suggesting that they should learn this lesson for themselves. And a couple weeks later, I had a staff member who I overheard kind of complaining once again that they couldn't find any volunteers. And I was so frustrated with them. I couldn't believe they didn't get it. I had just sent them an email. They should understand that you have to make something personal for people to respond. Now, isn't that wild? So until I, and certainly until you, walk down the hall and spend a little one-on-one time with each of our staff members talking about this type of leadership, we can't send out a mass appeal to our staff asking them not to make a mass appeal to their volunteers. It's a lesson I've learned, and it's been fruitful for us. I hope that it will be for you as well.